Kingdom Kids, it's Miss Yvonne here. Welcome to another weekly lesson. We do have an update. There are only 2 more online virtual lessons. So starting the month of September, we are fully in person. And so if you haven't heard, we are having a new schedule, families, and we would love for you to come back and join us in person. So the way it's going to work starting September 12th is at 9:30 to 10:30. We are going to be having Sunday school in person. And so we are going to be having our nursery class, and then we will be having our 3s to pre-K and our kindergartners, and then we'll have our 1st to 3rd grade, our 4th and 5th grade, and then this year we are changing it up a little bit. 6th to 8th grade is going to be together. It's going to be called GAP, and that will be our middle school group. And so we are hoping that you are going to be able to come back, join us in person starting September 12th. Our Sunday school schedule will start at 9:30. From 10:30 to 11, we are going to have a little break for some coffee. And then from 11 to 12, we will be in worship in service with everyone. We will have Kingdom Kids time on stage, teach a lesson, and then after that, we will be dismissed. We will go downstairs to start Kids Church. So it's going to be some awesome new changes, and we can't wait to have you back in person. And so before we dive into our lesson, let's get on up and praise the Lord.
Raindrops rolling off my brim. Street lights got the pavement glistening. Touchdown, I fall into your arms, right where I belong, your everlasting arms. And where would I be without you? I'd be packing my bags when I need to stay. I'd be chasing every breeze that blows my way. I'd be building my kingdom just to watch it fade away. It's true, that's me without you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's
right, Kingdom Kids, so for today we are going to be looking at a story that comes from Daniel chapter 3. So it is a long chapter, and so usually when we think of Daniel, we think of Daniel in the lion's den, don't we? But today's story is something else, and so we are not going to be looking at Daniel in the lion's den. However, we are going to be looking at 3 men delivered from the fiery furnace. So again, it comes from Daniel chapter 3. So I'm going to read a few verses for us today, starting with verse 1. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits and its breadth 6 cubits. He set it up on the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then King Nebuchadnezzar sent together the satraps, the prefects and the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the justices, the magistrates, and all the officials of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then the satraps, the prefects and the governors, the counselors, the treasurers, the justices, the magistrates, and all the officials of the provinces gathered for the dedication of the image that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. And the heralds proclaimed aloud, "You are commanded, O peoples, nations, and languages, that when you hear the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music, you are to fall down and worship the golden image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. And whoever does not fall down and worship shall immediately be cast into a burning fiery furnace." Therefore, as soon as all the peoples heard the sound of the horn, pipe, lyre, trigon, harp, bagpipe, and every kind of music, all the peoples, nations, and languages fell down and worshiped the golden image that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. So, King Nebuchadnezzar, he is the king at this time. He had built a statue that was 90 feet high. So think about the tallest person you know. It is probably someone that's about 6'3", 6'5", maybe. But normally we do not see people that are any taller than that, unless it's the couple basketball players that are 7 feet. But normally a very, very tall person is about 6'5", right? But this image is 90 feet tall. So 6 feet is what we normally see. 90 feet. Can you imagine how crazy tall that must be? So he built this gold statue. And when everyone came to see it, one of the king's servants declared, "When you hear the sound of music of all those instruments that I just read out from the Bible, you must bow down and worship the statue. If you do not bow down and worship the statue, what is going to happen? You are going to be thrown into a furnace of blazing fire." So think of a giant oven where people could fit and there's crazy fire. If you did not bow down when you heard this sound, you would be thrown into that fire. So when the people heard the music, what did they do? Obviously, they bowed down and they worshiped the statue. However, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not follow the orders. Some men told King Nebuchadnezzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not bow down and worship the statue. So King Nebuchadnezzar was angry. He was not happy. He ordered the men to bow down and to worship the statue. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, "The God that we serve can rescue us from the furnace, and he can rescue us from you." They were not afraid. They knew that this was not the true God. They were not going to worship any other idols. They would only bow down and worship God. So even though there was an order, they refused to follow it because it disobeyed God. And they were not afraid of being thrown into this hot, fiery furnace. Why? Because they knew that God would protect them, that he had the power to rescue them. And so he said, "The God we serve can rescue us from the furnace, and he can rescue us from you. But even if he does not rescue us, we will not bow down and worship the statue." These men were so faithful to God. King Nebuchadnezzar was very angry. He demanded that the furnace be set even 7 times hotter than it already was. And he had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego tied up and thrown into the furnace. Suddenly, Nebuchadnezzar jumped up and said, "Didn't we throw 3 men into the furnace?" And then, all of a sudden, they were able to see 4. The 4th man looked like a son of the gods. Nebuchadnezzar went to the furnace and said, "Servants of the Most High God, come out," because he could see the men. They were not being consumed by the fire. They were not burning up. They threw in 3. They threw in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and all of a sudden, a 4th one appeared. And so, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego walked up. They were not burned. And guess what? They didn't even smell like smoke. If you've ever been to a bonfire, after you leave, ooh, your clothes have a very smoky, stinky smell. But these men, even though they were in the fire, they were not burned, they were not touched, and their clothes did not smell like the smoke. Nebuchadnezzar praised God and declared that God had rescued and saved the men. The king rewarded Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Babylon. And so they had to throw him into the fire for Nebuchadnezzar to realize, hey, this golden image that I've made is nothing compared to God, because God is the one true God. The image would have never saved these men, but God has that power to rescue and save the men. He showed his true power. So friends, that is the same God that we worship. Our God is so strong and powerful that he could save these men out of a fiery furnace. He can protect us as well. So I've got a few review questions for us today, friends. So what was King Nebuchadnezzar's statue made out of? It was made out of gold. And what were people supposed to do when they heard the music? They were to bow down and worship the statue. Who did not follow the king's orders to bow down and worship the statue? As we know, these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego tell King Nebuchadnezzar about their God? That he could rescue them from the furnace and from the king. How much hotter did the king make the furnace? 7 times hotter, because he was angry. How many men did King Nebuchadnezzar see in the fire? Remember, they had thrown in 3, but all of a sudden he could see 4. And who protected Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? As we know, it was God, because God has that power. All right, friends, that is it for our lesson today. Please remember that next week is our last lesson. And as you know, it is time for an activity with Miss Elizabeth, and I'll see you next week. Bye, friends.
Hi, Kingdom Kids. It's Miss Elizabeth to talk to you about your Bible study activity. This week we talked about the 3 men who survived in the furnace because they believed in God. So I thought we can make a little like twisty toy that if you do it fast enough, you'll be able to see a picture inside a picture. So what you're going to need is 2 pieces of paper, something round that you can trace around to make the main parts of it, a pencil, a paintbrush or something. I had to use a paintbrush for mine, some tape, scissors, glue, and whatever you want to use to draw and color with. So I used markers on one and pens to do mine. So first, you're going to trace your 2 circles onto your 2 pieces of paper so that you have the thing that you're going to be drawing inside of. After you do that, on one of them, you're going to draw the 3 men and the angel inside the circle, and on the other one, you're going to do the fiery furnace. So here's my fiery furnace, which I have taped onto my paintbrush already. So I made sure to put 1 piece of tape over, and then I taped down those 2 sides and taped the top to make sure it would stick so that when I do this, it'll stay. So after you get those drawn and colored, you're going to cut them out. So I'm going to cut this one out. That has my 3 men and the angel. I didn't color them. I just didn't want to right now, but you can color them however you want to. You could add glitter, stickers, whatever you would like to it. It's really yours to be creative with. So for this one, to get it onto here, I'm going to glue it. So I'm going to take my glue around the edges of this one so I'll be able to get it to stick. And I want to make sure I have lots of glue so that I know it'll stay and it won't come off when I flip it around and around. So do your glue. I'm going to do a little extra. Okay, so here's my glue. Then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue it on. If you want to use the tape for this part too, you can. But I would do that after you get it glued together. I'm just going to get it lined up. press it down. And really get it secured on there. I might do a little bit of tape at the bottom where it meets the rod so that I know it'll stay. So like that down at the bottom. I'm gonna do both sides of it. So I don't want it to come apart when I start using it. So like that. So now they're on there. There's one side, here's the other. And then if you do this fast enough, it'll look like they're in the furnace. You can kind of see it, but if you do it slow, you'll see the two pictures come together. So if I start on this side, you can see them inside the furnace. And it's really cool to be able to see the two pictures come together. So whenever you use it, you have fun trying to be able to see the people in the furnace. You can remember the story about how they trusted and believed in God, that God protected them, even inside a fiery furnace. So have fun, be creative with it. Hopefully you can see them inside there when you do it. And again, you'll want to look at yours when you do it to be able to see it. You can kind of go slow, or you can go fast, whichever way you want to do it. And that also makes a good fan. So have fun, be creative, and enjoy. Until next time, bye.